Hi, this is going to be a reading on the Trump administration, the spiritual zombies of the United States, the Texas flood, and the fundraising fraud to come. So, as we know, because I predicted on this channel for years, go back to the Pluto return of the United States, and please watch that reading. Everything that has happened, we knew was going to happen. We, the chosen ones, people of God, people of light, people on the right side, have been warned. You watch this channel, you follow my readings, we are getting the warnings and the messages, and we know that this is the fall of the American empire, with World War III knocking at the door and a spiritual war going on, with an imbalance of greed, with an imbalance of evil, with an imbalance of corruption and power, and it must balance out. There is a spiritual war. We see Trump win, just as predicted, 2 terms. He wants to be king and he will not leave. We see all the fraud. The fundraising fraud will continue now that these natural disasters, as predicted, are happening. We've been warned. Told you Poseidon is pissed and we do not value Mother Earth the way we should, and she will heal herself. Expect more of these natural disasters. From the Hawaii fires that were predicted, to the land grab and the greed that we all see play out with the elites from that, to now these Texas floods, not to disregard all the hurricanes and the earthquakes and the tornadoes in between. They've cut funding to FEMA, the National Weather Service, the Oceanic Services, and so many more. And they're going to continue to cut Medicaid. They signed this big, beautiful bill, and it is a complete disaster. It will make millions of Americans suffer and die. Unfortunately, in this country, our children are always the first to perish and suffer. From no free lunches to these school shootings to this Texas flood camp of children, with over 100 people will come up missing from these floods. Anywhere from 120 to 150 casualties, if not more. But I definitely feel at least 120 to 150. As of right now, they're reporting that there are still over 20 children missing and 51 dead. You can definitely know that those numbers are going to double, unfortunately, and it could have all been prevented. But what we continue to see is an imbalance of power. What we continue to see is lies and greed and manipulation. And unfortunately, spiritual zombies of the United States, these people who continue to, for their own wants, needs, racism, prejudice, they hide behind their sexism and their religion to control everybody and to get their profits, to have their power. And both sides are working against you. And I've continued to say that, and I will continue to say that. The Democrats, we knew Kamala wasn't going to win. Ketanji was going to get into the Supreme Court and not do anything for us. We knew Biden administration was going to do nothing. And that's exactly what they did. Promises made and not kept are a problem. The lies, the greed, the lies, the greed. Stop using the Lord's name in vain and claiming to be Christian as you take food out of children's mouths and you let the poor suffer. They're going to let people die. People are going to lose their Medicare, and this is going to get worse. And we know because we were warned. We saw this coming. The predictions are coming true. Unfortunately, when I see Trump and I see his energy, his heart chakra is blocked. And what I see with Trump is an actual Grinch heart. There is nothing there. Now, his communication persuasion is what actually gets him where he's at. Just like so many other corrupt dictators of this world who practice genocide and ran their countries into the ground, he has that communication persuasion. That throat chakra is completely open with that Gemini energy. But what I do see is his energy fading. I do not believe that Trump will make it through the next 4 years of his administration. There seems to be heart problems also. clogged arteries, heart problems, heart attack, heart issues. Something is a problem there with his health, and I don't see him completing his four-year term. Now, I will say that America also has the same problem. It's as if their heart chakra is blocked. It's as if Americans' throat chakra is blocked, blinded by personal struggle, the inflation, the budget cuts, their own personal problems, health problems, financial problems. Their throat chakra, as Americans, it seems to be blocked, like you're unable to speak. Yet there's so much need and want and resilience, that rebellion, that protesting. But there's still blocked compassion, and there's still an issue of things being lost in translation. I can't explain it, but it's like they use God's name in vain. How can you say you're a Christian and allow dictators and genocide, and you keep vaccines from people, and you keep food from people, and you keep resources and education? Everything that's going on in this country was predicted. I told you they were going to make those damn concentration camps. And they are literally using all the money that usually goes into FEMA warning systems to save people's lives through natural disasters, recovery efforts after things are destroyed. All that money is now going into these concentration camps for immigrants. And they're starting in Florida with alligator Alcatraz. And this is the same evil lineages of people that just has always existed in this country that we turn a blind eye to and act like it doesn't exist. They've always made concentration camps here. Ask the Japanese. Gator bait was a real thing. Look it up during slave days. It has always been what these people are doing, and they're still doing the same shit. It's just in modern day terms, and it's for their own wants, needs, power, and greed. And it has caused a spiritual war. We have been warned about it, so be prepared. Because problems with the warning systems are going to keep happening. Make sure you have your to-go bags ready. Be patient, be vigilant, speak your truth, and call out these lies and stop lying. No collaboration with evil, no collaboration with liars. Speak God's truth, have compassion. Give love and healing, and give when you can to those around you. Build your own community and your own family. Open your heart to God's love, because we have been warned. We are the chosen ones, and we are guided by God, and we live in truth. Okay, it's a spiritual shift. It's happening. Evil is taken over, but they will not win. But now is the time to pick your side. Know that the world is going through change, and that there's those of us that are going to get burned, and there's those of us that are just going to feel the heat. The new leaders will arise, and new people and new potential, and people that are of God's love and God's light, those that are spiritual, that are of love and light and the light side, will always, always have their soldiers too. And those of us that are on the right side are going to be blessed. We are going to be protected. We are going to be given the resources and be able to live in prosperity and abundance as we sit and watch this world burn. We're not here to fail. And even in death, we as God's people are free. So don't fear death either. Understand that it's going to affect every American, and it's coming to a neighborhood near you, like I've been saying for the last 3 years. They have corrupted the system so bad for their own wants, needs, and greed that it will eventually affect every American. This is America's karma as a country on a whole and as individuals. And we must start protecting the innocent children. As we continue to go through it all, we will continue to see more natural disasters, more earthquakes, more hurricanes, more floods, more fires. And we have to be prepared for it as much as we can be. So once again, I'm going to continue to say, keep your to-go bags ready. Know that this is all going to come out. People will be prosecuted. There will be legal action. Eventually, this has to balance. Keep your karma clear. It's time to receive your good karma. Do exactly what you want, speak it into existence, and watch it become reality. As long as you are practicing goodwill and spreading love, that is God's energy, He will protect and bless you. As long as you are a good person with good karma, if you are spiritual and you are raising the vibration, the universe is protecting you and working in your favor. Always know that. There are some that are going to fall. There are some that are going to feel the pain, and there are those of us that will get through even the challenges and the pain that we feel. Trust and know that God is on your side, clearing your path. We see these Texas floods and we see the children and we pray for them. God be with their families. Nobody deserves this, and unfortunately, we as a nation are having to face it. The best thing we can do is keep our karma clear. And those of you that collaborated in any way with these evil people, understand now is your time to go back, admit your mistakes, and stop supporting this Trump administration. Now understand, I will always say, both sides are working against you. They have the same insider trading information. They have the same donors. The Democrats are weak, and they're allowing this to happen. Unfortunately, Americans are also allowing this to happen. We're going to have to take to the streets. We're going to have to overthrow leaders. Health problems will arise for a lot of these leaders. Sexual misconduct allegations are going to start coming out. Nonprofit scandals within these organizations and fundraising, voter fraud, all of this will eventually come out. The problem is right now we are in this point. We were warned. We knew it was going to come. It's been predicted. We're watching it all fall down. We're in the middle of it. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. But right now, they're burning this place to the ground. So hold on to the ride. Keep your karma clear. Even if you've made some bad mistakes, even if you were fooled by this administration, understand now and go back and do right and stop lying and making excuses and call these people out when they lie. They're on TV lying, and a whole press conference just sits there and lets them lie over and over again. We've said from the very beginning 3 years ago, lying is the problem. You can't allow these people to just lie. And that's all they're doing. They're lying, and they're corrupt, and they're greedy, and they want all the power, and they don't care who suffers or dies along the way for them to have complete power and control of not only this country and money, but the energy of the human spirit. Stop being a spiritual zombie. Now we will see what the tarot cards say for this Trump administration. These natural disasters, the Texas flood, the spiritual zombies of the United States, and all the fundraising fraud to come. Well, we're on that path because here in the past, what do we have? Well, we have the Three of Wands. Hope, opportunity, luck coming your way, turning your back on something. Also, maybe things that no longer serve you. A lot of people are starting to wake up and realize and turn their back on this administration. But there was a lot of good luck there. There was some hope. There was some victory, right? There was some opportunity there in the past. Now, here in the present, there is the Six of Pentacles. Well, now we have that generosity, right? Giving, getting, charity work. What were we talking about? Literally, I'm telling you guys, there's going to be some fraud with the fundraising. There's going to be some fraud with these nonprofits. It's going to end up being tied in to these natural disasters. Dealing with the funding, with the FEMA funding, with the weather service funding. They put all that money in their pockets, and now they're going to play on people's emotions, and people are going to donate and give to all these tragedies, and they're going to put that money in their pocket too. So at the same time, breadcrumbing the American people, right? Just giving them just enough hope, just enough play on words, just enough bullshit, just enough lies to get by, right? They'll barely have enough. They're breadcrumbing these people. Then here in the future, well, what do we have? Well, here comes some Aquarius energy during the age of Aquarius with that Ace of Swords. This is all about truth, wanting the truth, nothing but the truth, a force that is incapable of being stopped. It's on its way. We're cutting through obstacles and truth. The Ace of Swords. Bottom of the deck, I got distracted here by that tower. Look at the tower. Well, shit is definitely falling down, is it not? We're seeing this administration absolutely lose control, fall. Their lies are so in your face. You can't even defend these people without being a liar yourself. I'm sorry, but it's impossible. And until it personally affects each American, unfortunately, they're not all going to see it. But coming to a neighborhood near you, understand it will personally affect you one way or another because they have gutted this whole system and they've taken all the profits and they put it in their pockets. So maybe that's what this opportunity was here in the Three of Wands. Now we have the Temperance energy. This is Sagittarius energy, and this is all about patience, balance, right? Fairness, using all the elements, fire, air, earth, and water in your favor. So here in the past with this Trump administration, there was definitely opportunity. There was definitely the ability and some wish fulfillment. They're using all the elements to work in their favor. Now at the bottom, here comes your Emperor, someone who wants to be king of all kings, right? Aries energy comes in, Emperor energy comes in. What do we keep talking about? This man wanting to be king. So here in the energy in the past, it's exactly what it was. They have the opportunity. They're using all the elements. Don't think these people don't know about magic. Don't think they don't know about Wicca, witchcraft. Don't think they don't know about astrology. Don't think they don't know about all these elements and what they could really be used for. Because when you eventually make success, you figure out that success is mundane. When you have all the money that you need, you figure out that resources and material things don't really matter. Unfortunately for them, that's all they've ever put value to. That's all that shows their worth. That's all they're obsessed with. They literally worship these possessions and their status as if it is God. They believe they're their own God. It's a problem, right? And it becomes very materialistic, very evil, very egotistical. It's a bad combination. But that's all these people run off of. That's all they know. And here's some planning. So how do we use this opportunity? How do we use all these elements, all of these resources, all of these things to our ability? That's what it was all about. And we're going to slow growth and we're going to plan. Well, once they started cutting all of this shit, right? They affected also the ML elements. Don't think they didn't. They affected all of it because them cutting it and making plans to keep the money for themselves made it so when these fires happen, when these floods happen, when, the earthquakes happen, when the tornadoes happen, nobody's getting warned, right? Well, we have a plan for that, and it's to put the money in our pocket. One more for the past here with this Trump administration. And there's a soulmate energy. So we're connected. We're partnered here. There are people that are partnered here. They are connected. They want it the way that they want it. They're birds of a feather. What can I say? You know what I mean? Like there's definitely a soulmate energy. There's definitely a partnership, a collaboration here between two people, two entities, two countries, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to say it's their donors and the politicians, right? So tired of this shit. Here at the bottom of the deck, here comes these offers not being accepted. What did we keep seeing? When the big beautiful bill was passed, all I kept seeing was cut, taxes for the billionaires and for the rich, right? That's all they cared about. And they were trying to negotiate so bad. Well, could you at least just tax the billionaires? No. Could you tax people that make 500 million? No. Could you tax people that make 10 million? No. And the nays have it. And the guy that was announcing it with this smug fucking look, my God, these people are terrible. They're collaborating together to screw you. That's what this means. Now, here in the present, well, here comes the charity. As I said, expect fraud with these natural disasters. They've taken the FEMA funding. They're going to take and make all these nonprofits and all these fundraising efforts through all these states where all these disasters are happening, and they're going to give them 10% while they pocket 90. I guarantee you, they're breadcrumbing the American citizens here. There's a lack of generosity, and look at the heartbreak because they're able to play on people's emotions. Absolutely. Heartbreak, defensiveness at the bottom of the deck. This is a time to stand your ground. This is a time to stand for what you believe. Come on, Americans, step up because you're facing your karma as a nation and you're facing your karma as individuals. And this card is here to say, stand up for what you believe in. Do not give an inch. Even if you have to go through 6 different obstacles, 6 different forces, whatever it is, now is not the time to waver from your beliefs. Now they're going to play in on people's good nature, their charity, right? Their heartbreak. There's so many people that are heartbroken right now. God bless those kids. Even the ones that survived will have trauma for the rest of their life in a very red state like Texas, with a governor who's partnering with this administration hand in hand. These people don't give a fuck about you or your kids or their education or their safety or your health care or your rights as American citizens. You got none of that coming towards you. They're going to play off of your charity. They're going to play off of your heartstrings. People are heartbroken over this. Everybody needs to stand up. It is time now to clear karma. Even if you didn't realize it until now, maybe you were blinded by it. Maybe you also were just completely, it was the way you were raised. It's the community you live in, whatever it is. It's okay to now say, I made a mistake. God forgive me. I made a mistake and I don't want to be with these people anymore. But they're going to play on your heartstrings. They're going to play on your charity. And here comes the King of Swords. Good old Trump energy just loves to come through here. King of Swords is going to be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and Trump is a Gemini. So we got the King of Swords coming through. I'm telling you, he's going to play on words. One thing about this man is his throat chakra ain't blocked and nothing but lies spill out. So, and he wants to be king. Here it is with the Emperor again. So here comes this King of Swords, somebody who's going to run the numbers, be logical. He's got that throat chakra open. This is Trump's energy coming through. They're going to play off the charity. They're going to play off the heartache. Oh, there's nothing we could have done. You don't understand. This is God's will. Everybody pray. We wouldn't have to pray if you would have just kept the fucking funding for the warning systems. Gemini energy comes through. That just verifies exactly what we're talking about. Trump. Secrets. Expect secrets to be revealed with the High Priestess, the Virgin Mary's here. God help those children. Virgin Mary, take them into your arms in the gates of heaven. But understand, this is all about what? Psychic ability, mother intuition, right? Secrets being revealed. It's going to happen here. With what? Because of the charity, because of the heartache, because of the bread coming with this Gemini. There's a law of attraction here. Once again, we are talking about balance. There's an imbalance. Evil has taken over the American system so much that it's imbalanced. And I've said in past reading, it's like a pressure cooker that's going to explode. It's a pressure cooker bomb. It's just a minute. Any minute now, it's just going to explode because you cannot have this imbalance of energy here. There's such an imbalance of good and evil. Like evil is taking over and that can't happen. Now we have free will. And so we have to wait. God has to wait for everyone to make their decision and pick their side, right? It's just the way that it goes. It has to be done, but secrets are going to be revealed. Use your intuition. Trust yourself more than anyone else. I mean, there is no reason to collaborate with these people, to support these people. They're screwing us all over. I don't care what side you're on. I don't care what race you are. Everybody's going to feel it. They're screwing everyone over. And here comes, look at that, the Queen of Wands. Leo energy comes through with the Sun card, children. What are we talking about? We're talking about all these children that just died in this flood. We're talking about all these children that they just cut school free lunch programs from. They're taking Medicaid from all these kids. It's insane. the programs. Here comes Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a female, okay, obviously, energy, but it's all about that sorcerer energy. It's about magic. It's about illusion sometimes, right? She could be the mistress. She could be the spokesperson. We saw Trump not make a statement, but him send Kristi Noem to make a statement. So this could be her energy. I'm not exactly sure of her sign. But definitely another sorceress comes into play here with that Queen of Wands. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy, but children energy. Sun, happiness, childlike energy. They're going to make illusion here. And there's a partnership here, though. See, we're connected. We're partners. What was I saying? Stop collaborating with evil. These evil people are going to play off of their charity and their heartache here. These evil people are going to spin the narrative. Okay, they're going to try to use the law of attraction, probably just to gain more profit. Look, I told you, these evil people. What comes up next? These 7 of Swords. They're lying to you. Once again, the cards of lies, right? Lies, theft, miscommunication. He wants you to look over here while he takes the swords from the camp over here. Absolutely, because at the bottom of the deck, what do we have? The moon. Cancer energy now comes through. Pisces energy comes through. More psychic intuition. More trust yourself more than anyone else. More clear your karma. Stay on your path and keep going. Understand that the wolf's a trap. Understand that the dog's a trap. You need to go straight on in. Everything will come out eventually because things in the dark will shine bright when the moon shines, right? Like, it's just the way it happens. They're lying to you. What does these cards say? They're fucking lying to you. You got a Queen of Wands who is this beautiful sorceress. She's all about trickery and magic, okay? They're partners. You got this King of fucking Swords. They're partners, okay? Now, I don't care if we're talking about Greg Abbott and Kristi Noem. We could be talking about his goddamn press secretary, that thick white girl. We could be talking about, him, Trump. Chip Roy is actually the representative down in Texas where the flooding actually happened. He's another one. These people are collaborating with each other. They're partners within this evil to lie, to steal, to create this illusion and this trickery and this fraud as they take everything. Understand that this is here to tell you absolutely. They're going to play off your heartache. They're going to barely give you what you need. They're going to take from you. It's right there. Intuition right here with the Queen of Cups. So here comes a water sign energy. All right. The last administration had a lot of heavy water energy, but here comes a water sign energy, Queen of Cups. Again, it really doesn't matter because all these people are collaborating with each other. So look, we'll try to show compassion, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But remember, it's just because they're tricking you. It's just because they're taking it. They're taking advantage. They want all the money and the power and the control. Here in the future, well, luckily we have the Ace of Swords. So hopefully some truth is coming out, right? The Ace of Swords energy is going to bring in that Age of Aquarius energy. It's going to bring in Aquarius, Libra, balance with the Justice, and also Gemini. Gemini energy, as we know, Trump's in Gemini. But it's about that truth, that forward movement, cutting through obstacles. People are going to get tired and they're going to pick up their swords and they're going to want the fucking truth. Or it's going to become an off with your head kind of situation. That's just what it happens. If you keep lying to these people, you keep letting their children die, because I keep saying that since the Uvalde shooting readings, they're going to take away your education system. They want your kids back in the factories and the fields. They don't want you educated. They want an elite class, a beta class, all that shit, right? Going all the way down. And that's how they want it. So what they're going to do is be like these, past historians, let them eat cake. But you should watch that because somebody might take off your fucking head with this sword. People are going to get tired of it as it personally affects them and they, as individuals, start facing their karma. And here comes the messages. And now it's time to take action here. And we're not really sure how, but someone's going to step up and take action. They're going to have the truth coming in, messages coming in. Now, I get the idea too that it could even be these smaller not corporations, but they're going against the corporations, the smaller news media outlets like that we see here on YouTube and things like that, trying to get the messages across, right? Trying to bring in the truth, trying to take actions, but they're not like a king energy yet. It could be the American people trying to wake up, trying to understand, yet they want to hold on to what? Their possessions, okay? Not completely sure here. Karma comes into play again with the Four of Pentacles. Like, I want to make a move, but I'm not sure how to move. I'm not sure how to invest, and I still want to hold on to my investments, my possessions, my life. That's the problem. Americans as individuals are distracted. So maybe that's the other reason it comes in as a Knight energy. It's like, okay, well, finally the truth starts coming out. Finally action starts being taken. Okay, finally somebody steps up here with that Knight energy. And independence. Well, absolutely. But here comes also that anxiety, and at the bottom of, look, poverty over here on the other end. So I got anxiety, I got poverty, okay? But look, third party, skill, look, independence. So what's going to happen? People have to be independent. You're going to have to be an independent thinker. You're going to have to independently take care of yourself. You're going to have to independently know that you are protected, right? As I was saying in the beginning of this reading, we knew this was coming. We knew this was coming. You watch this channel, we've been warned. The messages have been coming in. You are divinely guided. You are divinely protected. You're going to be okay. There's some of us, we're going to sit here. We're going to watch the fucking world burn. We're going to see people go down. We're going to see the towers fucking fall as we sit in our fucking garden because we took action and we stick to the truth and we're good. We got 9 out of 10 pentacles here. There's going to be an independent uprising here in the future. And that's as good as we can hope for. Let's hope so, Americans. It's time to clear your karma. It's time to take a stand. As Americans, as individuals, they will be facing their karma. As a nation, they will be facing their karma. And it's time. And people will break away. There is this independence energy here in the future to where people are going to break away and move forward with that chariot energy. Look at the balance. What did I say? Balance, balance, balance. We got light, we got dark. That's what holds up this chariot. As she moves into victory, more Cancer energy, right? More chariot energy, travel, moving forward, public victories. Keep a good work ethic. Keep your karma clear. Here comes the Knight of Pentacles, slow, steady, somebody on your side. 2 knights, there could be reunions here. Holding on to your possession, maintaining your position and your power. Once again, those of us that are protected, that's exactly what's going to happen, right? We're going to maintain. We're going to be okay. We're going to balance out. It's going to work out. Just keep having that good work ethic. Keep your karma clear. Slow, steady offer. Expect some reunions. Expect some good things to come in. We could even see in this administration other like reunions, right? We could see like other people that he used to collaborate with or whatever coming around again. But in the end, it works out for those of us who have kept our karma clear. For those of us that open our heart chakra, for those of us that open our throat chakra, for those of us that make sure we stand independently in truth and take action for that victory as we balance out the energies of light and dark through this terrible Trump administration, as we continue to see these natural disasters, as we continue to see financial and fundraising fraud, as we continue to see all of these people slowly will be held accountable. But right now, we are in the process of them burning it down. So think of the phoenix rising from the ashes. But right now, it's on fire. In the meantime, keep your karma clear. Live in your truth, take action, be independent, and you will find your victory. Have a slow, steady work ethic, and know that you can maintain your positions, your possessions, and it will all balance out. Take no big risks. Don't put in any big investments. If you are going to give to charity, give to the charity that you know is actually doing something good. Give to charity within your own family, within your own community. Double check everything in the fine print because these people are corrupt and they are lying to you. So keep your karma clear, hold on tight as we continue to go through this crazy next 4 years. But understand, I don't think he's going to make it the whole 4 years. We shall see. Either way, keep your karma clear, know they're lying, pray for all the children of the Texas floods, all the school shootings, everything that we have been through as a nation. It will only make us stronger, and we do have the ability to clear our karma and come together and set these things right. So keep the faith, pray, lift the vibration. If you're spiritual, stay on the light side, and let's win, and let's beat this evil and protect ourselves and our children. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.